Hi everyone, so today I will be talking about Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy. It is a single-player platformer that became popular with gamers when it came out in 2017. Getting Over It is about literally getting yourself over obstacles while trying to get over your frustration. It became known as a game that was really good at making gamers rage. In this critique, I will talk about how getting over it makes us angry and why we still play it. This guy is Bennett Foddy. He is the game designer of Getting Over It. In fact, he is known for designing games that specifically makes gamers mad and in some cases lose their sanity. He is basically a monster. Just in case you think I am exaggerating, I have compiled a short compilation of YouTube Let's Players playing Foddy's game.
This is video game torture. Oh my god. No! Ah! Oh! No, my god! This is the worst game mankind has ever created.
As you can see, Foddy designed this game to be rage-inducing and he 100% knew what he was doing. If we look at Steam page for Getting Over It and zoom in, just look at the description he provides for this game. A game I made for a certain kind of person, to hurt them. Foddy must have had a lot of enemies, or maybe he's just a monster that likes to torture gamers. And it is even tagged as psychological horror. And as if this wasn't enough, Bennett Foddy tells us this in the beginning of the game.
Starting over is harder than starting up. If you're not ready for that, like if you've already had a bad day, then what you're about to go through might be too much. Feel free to go away and come back. I'll be here.
Foddy even tells us to step away from his game if we are already having a bad day. But how did Bennett Foddy design this game to be so frustrating to play? For one, the game mechanics to move your character is very difficult to master. You have to use your mouse to move the hammer and it is very sensitive. If you lose control of where your mouse is, it is very easy to launch yourself into an unwanted direction, causing a loss of progress. This loss of progress highlights the importance of checkpoints in games. Usually games gives you checkpoints or even save files like in Undertale or Little Nightmares, so that you don't have to go back to the beginning and lose all of your progress and have all of the time you have spent on the game wasted. However, in Getting Over It, losing hours of progress is very common, as it takes just one mistake to send you right back to the beginning, leaving you to climb your way back up again. This makes you afraid to take risks the higher up the mountain you go, as the higher up you go, the more progress you risk losing with one accidental mouse swipe. You must get over your fear of falling in order to play Getting Over It. Bennett Foddy never designed Getting Over It with the intention of having players ever finishing it. In fact, in the expanded game description on Steam, he writes that it should take anywhere from 2 to infinite hours. He also mentions this in the game.
A funny thing happened to me as I was building this mountain. I'd have an idea for a new obstacle, and I'd build it, test it, and it would usually turn out to be unreasonably hard. But I couldn't bring myself to make it easier.
Finally, every time you do fall down that mountain and lose any amount of progress, the game will play a tune or Bennett Foddy will narrate a philosophical quote as if to mock you, furthering the frustration of players.
Get nasty over there, boy.
The pain I feel now is the happiness I had before. That's the deal. C.S. Lewis.
Yet despite how rage-inducing this game is, people still play this game and they rate it highly. As you can see from these Steam reviews, they all express some form of frustration, but they still recommend the game. Gamers play this game because it makes them so angry. Its reputation for its hard gameplay and infuriating game mechanics is what drives players to play this game. And they want to feel the dopamine rush when they finally beat the game, and finally have bragging rights over other gamers. This is exactly what Umbellino and DeMatta talks about in their article Negativity in Play, how negatively valenced emotions create meaningful games. Getting over it is so fun that gamers don't stop playing it even after they beat the game. In the Getting Over It subreddit, people go back and play it over and over again. In fact, there is an achievement for beating the game 50 times, and there is the crazy gamers who has beaten the games over 200 times. The game also rewards your dedication after the 10th win by giving you a golden pot that gets more and more golden with each time they successfully climb the mountain. People even start to play it with the goal of trying to finish it within a certain time limit, whether it is under 20 minutes like this guy or 10 minutes. There are even some people who finish it in under 5 minutes. Getting Over It is a good game. It uses emotions to get players engaged, and it challenges people to try to overcome the impossible. That's all I have for today, folks. I hope you have a good and rage-fueled day. By the way, can we talk about the character for a moment? Because I have so many questions. Why is the man in a pot? We know that when the pot falls, it has water in it. Could it be possible that the man is a merman? It's just a theory, but I can't think of a better explanation. Can you?